Incredible! Unbelievable!
Save! And Spark our champions!
Goal! It doesn't get any better than that!
After gutsy efforts by both of these two teams, they have made it each to the East Regional Semifinal. Welcome to Widener University here at Quick Stadium. It's Westchester United against New Haven FC. New Haven, a brand new team in the NPSL this season, and they just did the very difficult task of making it to the regionals. So big credit to them and what they've been able to do. But Westchester, they're in a completely different boat. They've been here many times before, including this same exact stadium just exactly a year ago, where a team from the same conference that New Haven are from, the North Atlantic, came in and beat Westchester in a storm-filled evening. New York Shockers came down and ended Westchester's season, so they're looking for a different type of revenge tonight and looking to advance just a little bit further in this 2025 NPSL season. Both of these two teams are just about finishing their warm-ups. The referees are there on the sideline. We will bring you the anthem and starting lineups very soon here on Game and Frame. It is Westchester and New Haven FC.
University for this NPSL East Conference semifinal between the visiting New Haven United Soccer Club and your home team, Westchester United Soccer Club. The starting 11 for the visitors: number 25, Agnaldo Germano; number 6, Alexi Armas; number 27, Alexander Hauschild; number 2, David Rosen; number 3, Dren Dobruna; number 10, Guilherme Mera; number 0, Justin Hess; number 13, Samir Deshvika; number 21, Tyrone Malungo; number 22, Yusuf Mohammed; Number 7, Renford Morgan. And now your starting 11 for your Westchester United Soccer Club. In goal, number 99, Eric Axtman. On defense, number 4, August Genley. On defense, number 12, Juliana Whitchurch. On defense, number 7, August Axtman. On defense, number 23, Liam May. In midfield, number 27, Josh Lucchini. In midfield, number 8, Owen Slack. In midfield, number 5, Marcus Brenes. In midfield, number 9, Ayub Mohu. At forward, number 18, Sam Nyenka. And at forward, your captain, number 10, Ridge Robinson. Your officials for tonight's game: in the center, Vince Whitmore, assisted by Dustin Gwynn and Robert Cordry. And your fourth official, Corey Phillips. And now, everyone, please rise, if you can, for our national anthem.
That's where it's supposed to be. Anthem's been played, lineups have been announced, and once again, we welcome you here to Widener University as New Haven United and Westchester United battle off here. Winner goes to the East Regional Final, which is being held in Washington, D.C. right now against Ristosi FC and the Jackson Lions. So winner of these couple of matchups meet again in just a few days and look to get to the ever difficult to approach National Final Four, and where that can decide who will lift the national title. So again, glad to have you with us here in Game and Frame. I'm Christian Taylor. Westchester will begin in the black, going from left to right, and New Haven United in the white, going from right to left. Head coach is Cletus Capillari, and of course, since New Haven United are in their first season, it is his first season at the helm as well. He's got a pretty good resume as well. We'll go over that as this game continues. Westchester, of course, Blaise Santangelo, the head coach. It's a Westchester team that are in many competitions right now and deep moments in their competitions too. Everything's just all kind of come to a front here with the NPSL regional semifinals here in the East. USL League 2, Westchester have advanced on through to the postseason, which they will be playing in a couple of days. And of course, the National Amateur Cup, Westchester, they're always competing there. They will be battling in Milwaukee, Wisconsin soon. So got three big matchups, maybe even more, if Westchester can win this NPSL battle tonight. And a lot of players being used in many different spots, all during this conclusion of the summer months. Looks as if New Haven United will start with the ball again. They're advancers out of the North Atlantic Conference. They finished number 2 in the conference, as Hartford City finished in first place by 6 points, but it was New Haven who worked their way through, advanced on just an own goal in the 23rd minute to beat Hartford in the championship game, and this is where they stand. And off we go, and something that you've seen happen a little bit with a few teams in the national realm or the international realm. Paris Saint-Germain, they like to start off the game in unique ways like that, just boot it down to the other end. And so now Westchester will try to see it out of their own defensive end, and off we go here in the early stages as the offside flag is up early against Westchester United. Now again, they're going from left to right. New Haven in the white, going from right to left. We'll announce the starters here in a moment. Now Westchester United usually playing their games for the NPSL both at Kildare's Turf Field in Westchester, PA, and over at YSC Academy, which is over in Wayne, PA. That's usually where the USL2 team competes, but NPSL, both WC Predators and this current Westchester United side playing there. And so come the postseason, and of course there is a location in Downingtown, PA, which this team has seen some action in. But for the postseason, it's an opportunity to play in a nice venue like this here at Quick Stadium in Chester, PA. And early, it's a corner kick for New Haven United. Samir Dishnicka and Dren De Bruyne meeting in the corner, so they'll try to play perhaps some tricky passes in. It's De Bruyne who takes the cross in, and well claimed by Eric Axtman, who thought about rolling out quickly to Ayub Muhu. Instead, he'll start it up from the back end. So this is how Westchester line up here tonight. Again, coached by Blaze Santangelo, as this one's floated towards the left side. An opportunity on the cross in, and it's a goal kick. And pointing that way is Vince Whitman, the head referee. The two assistant referees, Dustin Gwynn and Robert Cordrape. Fourth official, Corey Phillips, tonight. And in goal for Westchester is Eric Axman. He's wearing number 99, and we will go numerically here. August Ginley wearing number 4. Marcus Brennis 5. August Axman 7. Owen Slack 8. Ayub Muhu 9. Ridge Robinson, the veteran, number 10. Juliano Whitchurch 12. Sam Nyenka 18. Liam May 23, and Josh Lucchini 27. Foul going against Westchester. And so we will read through the New Haven United starting 11. Again, Cletus Capillari, the head coach. Justin Hess is in goal wearing number 0. David Rosen, number 2. Dren De Bruyne, 3. Alexei Armis, number 7. Renford Morgan, 7. Guy Mera, number 10. Samir Dishnicka, number 13. Tyrone Malango, 21. Yusuf Mohammed, 22. Agnaldo Hermano, 25. And Alexander Hauschold, number 27. That is how New Haven United line up here tonight. Look to find some space with De Bruyne here, who played on this exact field exactly a year ago with New York Shockers, and he did Westchester in. He was a problem for them all night long and really helped force the issue and allowed New York Shockers to advance beyond Westchester United. Now, De Bruyne has now since moved sides. Well, his excellent piece of play last summer with New York Shockers was perhaps just a precursor to what was going to happen. Some miscommunication on the right side between Muhu and Liam May. But De Bruyne had a great summer, and he then followed that up with a brilliant fall over at Siena, where he won MAC Rookie of the Year. Did so well that he put his name into the transfer portal, and he will be playing over at Dayton for this upcoming fall. Dayton, a team who did go dancing this season as well. And he's playing here tonight, and he's going to bring everything he can to the table. It's headed down briefly by Hausschuld. The foul against Yusuf Muhammad in New Haven. And ball was still rolling, says Vince Whitman, the head referee. So they'll have to settle things down with Liam May. Ayub Muhu is the closest man to him, but we'll see if he fizzles one in. Got a great way of curling the ball in. Sophomore from Cornell. Might be looking for a fellow Ivy Leaguer in there, and Giuliano Whitchurch, the Princeton man. He wears number 12, so look out for that. Stands at 6'3". May fizzles one. There's an open header and just about cleared off the line and back. It was Alexei Armis who got the touch to take it away from the goal mouth before eventually it hit the back netting. I know from this angle, maybe it looked like it had gone into the back of the net, but just a little wide. Corner kick for Westchester. Owen Slack, the man who started off the scoring in the championship game for the Keystone West, right into the waiting hands of the Yukon Husky, Justin Hess. Of course, New Haven United coming down from New Haven, Connecticut. That is where they get a lot of their players, as this one threaded nicely to Ridge Robinson, steps over beautifully a couple times. He takes one on. It's just saved by Hess as he looks to go again. Robinson popped in the air. Hess lunging and climbing the ladder. Able to beat out Sam Nyanka. And Hess involved here in these last few moments. Well, the colleges that New Haven United stem from, you see a lot of New Haven who played in Division II in the Northeast 10. They have since transitioned, or at least begun the transition, into Division I. So they will be playing in the Northeast Conference in Division I this upcoming year. Connecticut, another place where players can stem from. Yale, Hofstra, able to take advantage of some strong programs there in the Northeast. Jabruna. Now it's Armis. Looks to wiggle through, and he's fouled from behind by Josh Lucchini. A free kick coming up. Just about 30 yards out for New Haven. It looks to be the same build-up and same lineup with Dishnicka and DeBruna both meeting over this. And New Haven have come out to a nice start here tonight. Been able to ask a couple of questions in the final third. And the same can be said about Westchester, which they just did moments ago. Ridge Robinson showing that even though he is about 11 years out of college, he still can get it done. Dishnicka, sophomore from Clemson, played 3 games this season, 27 minutes with the Tigers. A team that made it to the NCAA tournament again. It's a year after winning the national title. DeBruna goes with his left foot. Wasn't too far away from the post. Eric Axman was interested. And he'll push up his lines. Stares in the eyes of the captain, Tyrone Malango, who is one of those New Haven guys. His last season there was in 2023. Muhu, who's dropped a little bit. He loves to play on that back line. He's a chaos creator for any defense. Well, he can certainly drop and help out the attack. Ridge Robinson joins in. Floated forward and comfortably for Hess, even though Muhu was one of the intended targets. It's Muhammad back into the center for Dishnicka. Look for him to get a little bit more action this season down in South Carolina. Been able to see some good moments here this 2025 summer. Last touch off of Westchester and out for a throw. No score yet between these two teams as we have played about 10 minutes here at Quick Stadium here at Widener University. It's a really nice sized stadium in the end. There is a football team here at Widener, and that's why you see the football lines, but soccer plays here too. Another free kick for New Haven. They've been finding some in the final third, both with a corner kick and now some straight on. Alexei Armis standing with Dishnicka. See who fancies this here. De Bruyne has decided to jump into the wall, if you will, or jump into the pack. This should be Dishnicka again. Decent curler and well responded to, but not out of the danger. Muhu absolutely over Muhammad, and he is now off to the races. If he can get the pass off, he can, and goes down feeling the contact, but he couldn't get the pass off to where he wanted. He did have Nyanka to his right-hand side and Josh Lucchini to his left. But you see, folks, a lot of the attack runs through Muhu. He's so smart on the ball, so quick. De Bruyne cutting inside, shielding off Muhu. Muhammad for the cross, last touched off of Liam May. Corner kick, New Haven. Oh, this New Haven team, they finished with 14 points, 4 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws this year. It's a very competitive conference, by the way. Their 14 points was good for second in a 5-team conference. I mentioned Hartford City, number 1 with 20, but New York Shockers were 3rd with 12. Osner's 4th with 11, then ASCNY with 10 in last place, but definitely a little bit different as compared to the Keystone West. Yes, very competitive in the conference, but a team like Hershey FC dead last with 0. Definitely a little bit different in North Atlantic. Just about punched away. Axman did get a hand to it. There's nobody forward, but waiting is Renford Morgan, who spills it right back in. He's onside, by the way. Hermano not close to the goal, but you like the idea. Still no score between the two teams. Looks to be right now that New Haven are playing at about a 4-3-3, maybe even a 4-1, 3-1-1. Throw-in coming for Rosen. Rosen Jr. from New Haven, but hailing from Vikingstad, Sweden. A bit of international flair that you're beginning to see and really continuing to see all through the Division I, Division II, Division III levels. Getting guys from overseas who are recruited over, want to get an education in the United States and playing a sport that they love. There's very technical players making their way over from Europe or elsewhere in the world. Just have to adjust their game slightly to the American game, which is just a little bit more physical, a little bit quicker. On each one of these free kicks, Westchester have had answers for. Robinson boots it up. Doesn't quite get to midfield, but New Haven have had the field tilted a little bit the other way in their favor, and looks to happen again here. They have not stayed without the ball for too long. Been very much up for it tonight. Liam May fizzling it back in, but it is De Bruyne. Hands one off to Malenko. And standing in his way was August Axtman. Corner kick is pointed to again. And that is what Westchester have seen time and time again, is set pieces to defend against. Just waiting for a ball to get to the corner. That's the delay here. About 15 minutes in. 0-0 Westchester and New Haven on a calm night in Chester, PA. A few players standing around goaltender Eric Axman. In fact, a number may be bigger than few, maybe a handful. The in-swinger sends it pretty deep there. Axman punching it away. Had a really good read on it, even though the ball was sent in with superb pace and curl. Chested by Malongo. He tries to run onto this one, and Axman does enough. The outside of his boot. New Haven continuing to pressure. They have looked the stronger side so far in this first 15 minutes, and they're continuing to add on a bit of hurt. The idea was Malongo, taken by Axman, who pushes up his lines quickly. He's just desperate to give his defense some rest. Nyanka continuing here. There were shouts for a hand in the back. Nyanka, though, goes at goal, and Hess has great positioning. Keeps it in his mitts. Obviously, with the stakes of this game, there is going to be a lot of emotion tonight. Westchester, who are looking to advance one stage beyond last year's final result, and New Haven United, who are trying to show what they're capable of just in year one of a program. And it is difficult to do what they've done here. Only a few other teams have done this. Year one, they've made it to this point. You have to remember, FC Baltimore, when they had joined back in 2018, they did exactly this, or something similar to this, if you will. Actually, it would have been about year two that they were able to manufacture that. Work their way into the regionals before losing early. It's so hard to do in those first couple of seasons, but it is very possible. I give credit to these coaches and ownership to New Haven United to get to this point. Some pressure by Westchester, something they like to do. Make defenses a little worried. The back flick by Dishnicka didn't quite work the way he wanted it to. Nyanka's the one who brings it down. Forward for Muhu, who is onside. Slows down to try and get a couple more numbers, but wants to take on the defenders himself. Is Muhu. Goes across! Back post in! Brilliant bit of skill, brilliant goal. Ayu Muhu opens it up for Westchester.
Westchester goal scored by number 9, Ayu Muhu, in the 18th minute of play.
Muhu played at Montgomery County Community College in 2018 and the year prior. A very strong two-year career, finished with 29 goals in 20 games played, and he's been a Westchester man for a while, even after making some runs around this level and even beyond. But there has been a constant, him being up top for Westchester and him creating a spark. And you saw how he wanted to attack goal there. He wanted to go ISO, hop on that right side. Renford Morgan was his defender, and Muhu knew he could take him on, and it's exactly what happened. A goal that basically Hess could not do much about. Perfectly placed and almost taken into Nyanka. An important step out by Hauschild. Now, New Haven United, who were on the front foot for really this opening 15 or so minutes, now see themselves down 1-0. Thanks to this man on the ball, Ayub Muhu. And Westchester are on their way early. And they're going to look again. Josh Lucchini, who's very much onside, receives it backdoor. Looking to cross in. Oh, it's an excellent nudge behind him, and Hess keeps it out. Owen Slack felt he had an open chance, which he did. Hess had another answer. Westchester nearly making it too. Westchester have responded brilliantly after the first 15 minutes, seeing them mostly defending. Now they're the ones returning the favor, including sporting a 1-0 lead. Well, this is Guimera, the Brazilian. Played a while in that Cruzeiro system. Now he is playing in the United States. Hand off to Malongo. He can do a lot of this here. Malongo looking to go with his left foot. Kept out, another one-timer. Shot for handball. Penalty is granted. And New Haven have that opening to get back into this. And Witchards can't believe it, so the captain, Ridge Robinson, is going to work into the center official and talk to him here. But you understand the frustration from Westchester, just how close proximity it was. And the center official going to blow his whistle, and he may talk with his assistants, but he's also going to just wave everybody off and just about head to the spot. And so New Haven United, after just going down 1-0, just a mere 3 minutes after, now have a penalty chance. Remember, this was how Westchester allowed their one goal in the championship game to the Yukies this recent weekend. It was a penalty in the dying moments of the first half. And the Yukies were able to tie it up before Westchester went on to win 2-1. Setting the ball down is Alexei Armis, junior from Hofstra. Transferred mid-year, 19 games. Scored 1 goal. It was against Delaware on November 2nd. So Eric Axtman knows he's got a big task to try and keep out Alexei Armis from Floral Park, New York. Armis looking to put one on the board and tie things up in this regional semifinal. Armis thinks about it. In he goes. It's saved by Axtman! Diving to his right-hand side! And it stays 1-0 for Westchester. Eric Axtman, the junior from Lafayette, putting the team on his shoulders and keeping this lead, at least for now. Corner kick for New Haven as they take it quickly. Mera looks to go in on goal, and Axtman punches it up again. Corner on the other side, 2 up. Wow. Incredible sequence of play here, as New Haven cannot take advantage of the penalty call. And now need to find another way to find that goal. The in-swinger, Axtman involved. Axtman, the other one, getting his head to it. That was August who did. Still in the area, rose in, out of play. And Westchester holds strong. That was a tough one to defend, and they did what they needed to do, including Eric Axtman with maybe one of his better penalty saves in his career. All over at Lafayette this season, he started 5 and 17 saves and appeared in 4 wins in those 5 games. And And he's been able to partner up wonderfully with his brother August Axman on the defensive end. Oh, this is Nyanka. The flag is up. He's whistled for the foul. Wow, this game just turned up another notch, hasn't it? First 15 minutes were definitely very interesting. Just watching New Haven try slicing through the Westchester defense, but ever since Westchester scored their goal, this game has turned up another couple of notches. You can tell there's just a little bit more urgency. Sometimes that's all a game needs is a goal. And folks, you'll see that you can see that in any game really, but especially postseason games where you don't want to make an early mistake. So that's how you try to play. You play to not make mistakes. And sometimes games start in stalemates. And then something really gets it going, but tonight it changed early. Ayub Muhu's goal being the lone difference maker, but now New Haven back into the final third. This is Armis who just had his penalty saved. Shouts for offside, curler, back post! Offside though, goes up, even though Guimera had a wide open header. That would have been very interesting. Another wonderfully weighted ball. That is just somebody you cannot look away from, Guimera. You have the international experience like he does. That is playing outside of the United States. Well, that's going to do you a lot of favors. (1-0) Westchester. About 26 minutes in. And this is exactly what you want to see out of an East Regional semifinal. Again, the winner plays the winner of Ristosi and Jackson Lions. Jackson Lions, the winners of the Keystone East. Ristosi, winners of the Mid-Atlantic Conference, a conference that has looked so different along the years. I mean, you date as recently as 6 or 7 years ago, there's only about 5 or 6 teams in that conference, and that has exploded to around the double-digit mark. Ristosi shocking the NPSL world and advancing out of that conference instead of Virginia Dream, who have been one of the best in the nation all year long. Blocked nicely. The poke from Dishnicka. Malongo understanding that Brennis was in front of him. He couldn't catch up to it. Now, Brennis, we haven't mentioned his name too much so far in this first half for Westchester, but that was the same case about him in the final for the Keystone West. He really came alive in the second half, but it's because of his positioning. He's got a good number 6 role and he really captains that team well. Doesn't wear the armband, but for a leader to really see the field well, that is the epitome of Marcus Brennis. And both players sticking down here. That is Robinson and Hausschuld. Both completely different ages, with Hausschuld just finishing up a freshman season at Duke. And Ridge Robinson, who had his last season at Coastal Carolina in 2014. And the referee and Vince Whitman, who has been involved here tonight, is directing both players to get out of the scrum, making sure that this does not extend. And you don't want it to at this stage of the season. You certainly don't. Of course, you do remember in the final for New Haven, as the flag is up. Now, granted, it was in the dying moments, but Solomon Adu had that red card in the 90th minute. So, of course, he is unavailable tonight. But you don't want to see ejections at this point of the season. You don't want to see him at any time, but definitely when you don't know if you're going to have another game. And just an incredible run for New Haven United just to get to this point. Again, we mentioned it was the own goal in the 23rd minute that got them the win. This bounces for Robinson as he looks to pooch it over Hess, who just gets back to it in time. Robinson knowing he just needed a little more mustard on it. But Hess didn't worry. He raced back in time. That could have been a big second goal for Westchester. Oh, it's a brilliant dummy as now the sprint is on up the right side, and another foul. Goes against Juliana Whitchurch, who picks up a yellow. That's Samir Dishnicka, who has been an issue as well, up on that back line. Talking about a guy who has been able to learn amongst ACC elite. New Haven United have had free kicks from this distance many a time tonight. They're looking to capitalize still, as we're a little over a half hour played. 1-0 for Westchester. Anyways, New Haven, they also won in the semifinal against New York Shockers 2-1. Now that's how they've gotten to this point.
The yellow card caution has been issued to Westchester's number 12, Juliana Whitchurch.
Straight into the wall that goes. Some communication with Axtman and May just to guide it out. And goal kick coming. And Yusuf Muhammad already handing that ball back to Eric Axtman just to keep a couple of seconds. Muhammad, Southern Connecticut State. He didn't play this year, but he's a senior this season, hailing from Kumasi, Ghana. Only one of a few players on this New Haven United side who do hail from Ghana, as well as Southern Connecticut State. This is De Bruyne, looks to cross in. Oh, it hits the post. And Axtman was just about beat, but he had it covered. Out for another throw. The other player being Solomon Adu, who had the red card last game. He's also a Southern Connecticut State man and from Ghana. Nyanka is going 1-on-2, nearly getting Lucchini involved. Mera, too heavy of a touch. Westchester now tilting the field back the other way. New Haven have still been able to hold on to a decent bit of possession tonight, but nothing punching through for them so far. Their best opportunity has been a penalty, which was saved heroically by Eric Axtman. Brennis for May. Brilliant cut in, just beating Mara, and tries to split defenders, which he does successfully. Muhu, the goal scorer, and he did so back in the 18th minute. Good patience by Westchester. New Haven trying to shield out, and now it's built up. Brennis curling backside and comfortably kept out by David Rosen. Corner kick. Westchester not hustling to the corner, but it'll be Owen Slack now who needs to run that ball down. Owen Slack, the local Westchester man. This one is second straight PSAC first team all-conference selection, where he finished with 5 goals, which was a career high for him, including a brace against Holy Family. That was a career high as well. He was also tied for second on the team in assists, or in points rather. Play continues, will go way of New Haven. So both officials, both the head referee and the assistant, both had different calls. It was the head official who whistled a foul, but then the assistant waved the ball out of bounds and favoring New Haven, and so they will side with the assistant. And Rich Robinson's down inside the box. Looks like he's just adjusting his boot. Ridge Robinson is about as fit as they come. You never have to worry about him being able to compete, and he's competing out here with active Division I players. Throw for Westchester. Much to the chagrin of New Haven. Approaching about 10 minutes to go in this opening half. 1-0 Westchester. Glad you're with us tonight here on Game and Frame. This semifinal for the East Region. Ridge Robinson sees it touched off of Hausschuld. Corner kick. There's so many different players who can step in to take this for Westchester, but Ayub Muhu will be the magical left foot. Trying to pin up nearly as many people as they need to inside that box. Fizzled into the near post. Chested down by Lucchini. Floated up. August Axman back into the middle. Headed up this time by Nyanka and taken out by Hausschuld. And New Haven may fancy this, certainly Malongo. And Eric Axman hearing his name called into the feet of Rosen, but too heavy, and near trip over the ball, but recovered. Muhu's wide open. He might fancy this again. Slides in and takes Armis off of his feet. Robinson doing a good job of sticking in front. The quick jab at it does its job momentarily. Brennis rotating things to May, and too heavy. And Skimera all of a sudden now feels some contact on his shin, but play continuing behind him. May fizzles Nyanka, and the save by Hess. That's magnificently worked by Westchester, but some cause for concern as Skimera is down after that recent challenge. I mentioned he was holding either the shin or his foot, as he will be tended to by the trainer. Well, folks, tonight's Game in Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletic. Salt have made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag. The air case uses antimicrobial technology to block smell, making for odor-free car rides and houses. Salt is offering the Game and Frame community an exclusive discount. Scan that QR code to get 10% off and keep it fresh. Well, good to see Guimera get back to his feet. Trainer still looking at him here. Does allow an opportunity for both sides to get one more swig of water before halftime approaches. Under 10 minutes to go until halftime. Calm evening so far here in Chester, PA. 82 degrees. Wind at 5 miles per hour, maybe just a little less, but humidity 80%. You can feel that a little bit, certainly with just how muggy this summer has been so far. Just a lot of storms always showing. Well, New Haven wanting a bit of a say before halftime. Westchester have already had one, maybe even two if you can count the penalty block by Eric Axman. Now, Eric Axman, an unbelievably talented goaltender. He's just been behind Griffin Huff over there at Lafayette, who is an excellent goaltender, too. You figure some more action to come for him. Mohu, enough of a touch for Slack. Overlap by Brennis. All of a sudden, the seas parted for Slack, and Hauschold has it shoulder off of him and out for a corner. And Westchester slowly make the trek over. Hauschold, we mentioned he's a Duke Blue Devil. He did not play this year, but that was a Duke team who lost in the ACC tournament to Cal after beating Virginia Tech in their first round. Still seems just a little different and weird to say Cal in the ACC, but that's just kind of how things have maneuvered recently. Fizzled in. Whitchurch got the first touch to it for Westchester, and just about anywhere will do right now for New Haven. So it's August Ginley. Very cautiously watches it over his head. Just about 5 minutes to go before halftime. Brennis intercepting Axtman and eyeing Muhu. And he's been the intended target all night long, and he's got the goal. Look out. In frustration, Muhammad went studs first into the bench and tipped it over on the near side. He's been running all night. You got to give him a lot of credit. He loves this game, Muhammad. His Southern Connecticut State team, they lost in the Northeast 10 quarterfinals to Franklin Pierce. It's again another good conference, a conference that New Haven's a part of. And New Haven, once again, will be making their way to Division I this year. This is Tyrone Malango. Low and on the ground. Heavy first touch, but it did enough to get out of the first idea for Dishnicka. This game getting just a little more physical. This is Agnaldo Hermano weaving in, looking to split defenders even further. Dishnicka shooting! Oh, what a save by Axman! Fizzled off of that left foot. And maybe even harder, glancing off the gloves of Axman. He has been a thorn in the side tonight of New Haven, saving at least 2 goals. They rush over that corner quickly. Taken short. Armis from a different angle this time. Westchester have it covered. Yusuf Muhammad. Oh, this is just a game you don't want to take your eyes off of. Kimera towards the center for Morgan. Sophomore out of AIC. He's going to go from well out. And for Axman, maybe one of the easier ones so far tonight. That is saying a lot, because that was not easy. Play pausing. It's a little over 2 minutes before halftime. It looks to be Renford Morgan, the man who just took that shot. Sophomore from AIC, 2 seasons so far. 28 games played, 22 starts. He's really been a regular for that team for a couple of seasons. You know, in his first year, he really had a great announcement to his career where he appeared in 16, played just under 1,000 minutes. Well, with Morgan going down, saw Anisio Capillari grab his white uniform, and he may be the one to check in for him. Another reason why this could hurt for New Haven is that's some height there for Morgan. Some height to add in to the box. As he limps off, it kind of seemed like he was holding the back of his leg. And indeed, in goes Inisio Capillari. He's a Guilderland high school man from Guilderland Center, New York, committing to Siena for this upcoming season. So looks to be Morgan's night is concluded, and you hate to see that here at this stage, but also at this stage of this season, you want to take everything with precaution, especially with the college season coming up soon. There is much importance to that. So even if you're not feeling 100%, perhaps the guideline is don't risk it. But now Inisio Capillari with another wonderful opportunity to show what he's capable of. Obviously, there have been a lot of windows into that this season. He's young, he's got a lot of speed. He's going to have to take up some good space in the middle. Well, folks, we've reached 45. Just a matter of how much to be added on. There has been a card. There have been a lot of set pieces. There's now been a substitute, a couple injuries, and a goal, and a penalty. Enough for Westchester to force something in again. Lucchini going in at this, and Hess responds wonderfully. Been a couple shots by both teams tonight that have shot out of a cannon. Capillari's got the freshest feet out there, takes the touch. Dishnicka, who had the most recent attempt for New Haven, is the front man. So now it's just a matter of when will the head referee and Vince Whitman stop this game for halftime. Has not looked at his watch yet. Capillari. Oh, Brennis went toe-to-toe with him. Nyanka losing out to Hermano. Comfortably back to Justin Hess, Guilford, Connecticut man. Two-time Connecticut All-State there with them. Guilford High School, all New England selection. Oh, great ball for Guimera. And he does have an opportunity here. Great step over. Axman, another save. Dishnicka tries to go again. And Slack boosting it out. Goodness me. Axman has stood on his head in this first half, and New Haven are stunned right now. Just not sure how to get past number 99 there. He has been unreal tonight. Hauschild. Do New Haven have one more bit of inspiration for this first half? Both teams have been working incredibly hard tonight. Guimera again, and Axman, just as it enters the 18, takes it in. Obviously, one's got to be careful with that. The soccer lines are the ones that blend in the best on this pitch here. Those lines are black, lacrosse are red, and football are white. Brennis, back to Lucchini. Trying to pick up some speed. Slack goes underneath him. And Amuhu going shoulder to shoulder. And a foul against number 9. Certainly have to be just moments away from halftime. New Haven taking advantage. I swear, folks, it seems as if both teams are playing like this is the 90th minute. This is only approaching halftime. There's so much of this game to go tonight. Axman boots out. Headed down. Lucchini Now Westchester, this has worked out for them. They've allowed a little bit of the offensive pressure for New Haven, but they've had numbers going the other way. Wonderful ball. Lucchini inside the box. In he goes. Enough of a touch to force it for a corner. And this very much could be the final moments of the first half with this corner kick due up. So Westchester will bring in their guys. This game could be so much bigger than 1-0. It absolutely could. Westchester could still have 2 or 3 more. New Haven could have 3 or 4. It just shows, folks, just how many stoppages happened in that first and in this current opening 45. Another one that looks good, just over the head of Muhu, who was wide open. Excellent shield. It was Josh Lucchini who was playing a defensive role instead of his usual attacking position. Ended his career over at Pittsburgh in 2022. 3 goals, 4 assists in his final season with the Panthers. Capillari. Muhammad. Malenko. Right in at Axman. Looked pretty good from this angle, but it's always spinning, always curling. There is always a question asked of New Haven tonight. We have now played about 5 stoppage minutes. About 7, really. And now the referee looks at his watch just to check. Offside flag is up. Maybe just one more kick. Well, we've been saying that for a lot of halftime, or for a lot of this stoppage time, if you will. Sliding in, back to the feet of Dishnicka. Windows open for New Haven. Rolling into the final third, now edge of the penalty area. Lucchini back for it, Axman wanting to prevent the corner. He can't do it. And nearly everybody up now for New Haven. Again, they're treating it as if this is the 90th minute. They want to have something to show for this. They feel like they should have many goals tonight. I mean, folks, it is literally just about everybody except for Justin Hess. It's a low one. Westchester were the first to react. Skied up into the night sky. First half still going on. The turn in by Armis, who missed the penalty. Capillari. De Bruyne. Another corner. And it's just really hard to end that half if you got a corner kick coming up. This is incredible, folks. This is an unbelievably long opening half here. This time hit a little deep. Muhammad off target. And there's the halftime whistle. After about 55 minutes, first half comes to a close. Westchester's lone goal
at the half, Westchester
belonging to Ayub Muhu in the 18th minute. Beautifully worked into the opposite corner of the goal, off the post and in. And that has been the difference. There could be more. It could be 4-4 right now. The goaltenders have been magnificent tonight. We'll break here for halftime here at Game and Frame. Through 45, or really 55 minutes, it's Westchester United 1, New Haven United 0.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together. And I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division I programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
ready to go for the second half. Teams switch sides. Westchester in the black going from right to left, and New Haven United in the white going from left to right. Once again, extremely glad to have you with us tonight on Game and Frame. I'm Christian Taylor as Westchester lead New Haven 1-0 at the start of this second half. Lone goal belonging to Ayub Muhu. That was about 18 minutes into this game. It was a sheer piece of brilliance, really, out of him as he went to take on the defender 1v1. He took out everybody, and then he finished beautifully opposite post beyond Hess. But really, the story of the opening half is just the fact that both teams had many chances. Both Hess and especially Eric Axman have been brilliant in goal. Axman had a penalty that he saved. Alexei Armis had taken it after a handball called inside the box. He dove brilliantly to his right-hand side. And then there's been a few point-blank opportunities for New Haven that they have been unable to score on, including one from Guimera, but Samir Dishnika had another two, and many other chances. And same can be said about Westchester, where Josh Lucchini had one at a good rate, and Ridge Robinson in the same boat. And now things have changed up a little bit, and there is a defensive swap for Westchester as Amit Bogle has come in. He will now be defending. This is a look for Robinson. He's in a dangerous spot, nearly threaded out to Nyenka. So, with that Amit Bogle substitution, that takes out Juliana Whitchurch, who was on a yellow. Well, that at least takes that potentially out of the equation. Slide out by Axman. On the New Haven end of things, Renford Morgan had gone down with a knock towards the end of the first half, and Anisio Capillari came in and replaced him, so he is technically not a change into the second half, but I'd almost consider it one with the timing of the swap. Muhu going down, he's fouled. Let's see where they mark it. Just outside the box is where the referee's headed. Looks like contact just outside enough, and yellow is shown to Yusuf Muhammad.
Number 14, Amit Bogle.
So now Muhammad will have to sit and think about it. He's been impressive up the left side, at least when it comes to the amount of heart that he has over there. He just continues to run all night long. And now he's got a caution to his name, and with Bogle, or beg your pardon, with Muhu staying down, the trainer will need to rush out. Ayub Muhu, the goal scorer, he played with New Jersey Teamsters FC, was briefly there in Nisa Nation. A second season for COVID-19. The playoffs were at least.
Issued it to New Haven's number 22, Yusuf Muhammad.
Now, he has made his work, of course, but he's been able to call Westchester United home for a bit. And Blaise Santangelo has always enjoyed going to him. It's just so away from that pace that he brings, but he is an elusive player, as he is helped up here. Have gone in this second half. 1-0 for Westchester. Oh, it's Slack and Robinson chatting about who may take this set piece, as Muhu is helped off the pitch. Nobody is putting on a jersey yet. Perhaps Dylan Lacey would have been the favorable guy, as he is closest to the bench. At least Westchester taking their time on every set piece, and New Haven hustling. Muhu back onto the pitch. And after the long exodus by Slack, he now takes it from the right side. Going back post and easily dealt with. It falls into the waiting mitts of May before some pressure by Guimera, and he loses out. Looking to thread through for Axtman, who is still in the attack, the defender. And now he'll trot back and switch some positioning. Marcus Brennis will take up a higher one. Amit Bogle and Eric Axtman, or August Axtman rather, both players who have played at the Division III level. Guys who have been around this level for a handful of years. Amit Bogle's been a Westchester mainstay, but as well as Reading United. Kainka. He thought he had a guy, and just enough by May to force the ball out to the right-hand side. Slack in some trouble. Got 3 players on him, but races away from everyone. Meanwhile, August Axtman, his final year was over at Kings back in 2019, but this is basically a homecoming, if you will, for him, as August Axtman is currently an assistant coach on the Widener men's soccer team, so he knows this field very well and gets to play on it in a nice competitive match here in the NPSL East Regional Semifinal. Perhaps just gives another window into why Eric Axtman's been so good tonight. There's family roots and family pride here for the Hofstadter Pride. Free kick just outside the box for Westchester, much to the chagrin of New Haven. And it looks to be a few players for New Haven putting on some uniforms. So Coach Capillari perhaps soon to make some changes, and knowing that he needs to switch things up a bit. New Haven started off this game really well. The first 15 minutes saw a lot of possession in their end, and they were getting the better looks, but once Westchester scored their goal, it really opened up this game for both sides. Slack staring into the 3-man wall. Muhu, dribbles through everybody, gets another opportunity, shouts for penalty, it's granted! And Westchester standing on the doorstep of a second if they can convert. Ayu Muhu starting it up again. He went through 3 white shirts and was tripped up last moment. And he is the one to set it down. He wants his brace here tonight. And right now, some chatting with Tyrone Malango, the captain, and the head referee. He's going to do the same with Justin Hess, who now will have to find some inspiration on this goal line. Eric Axtman saved it on this end in the first half. And Ayu Muhu trying to get a brace put together here tonight, at the very least. Muhu, who had gone down with a knock, only just back onto the pitch for about 5 minutes, looks to be back to full strength. And with that dangerous left foot, stares in, try and give some cushion. Muhu, some hesitation, and then goes in! Bottom left, Muhu 2 goals, Westchester 2 goals.
Westchester goals scored by number 9, Ayu Muhu, in the 56th minute of play.
Some changes coming up for New Haven after that goal. Yusuf Muhammad and David Rosen both making way, entering the game. Lucas Horja, who is the commit to Fairleigh Dickinson. And Jason Price enters too. Both some youngsters. And that is really the name of the game on that bench for Coach Capillari, is young players. All played at that high school level.
For New Haven United, leaving the match number 2, David Rosen, and number 22, Yusuf Muhammad, entering the match number 11, Lucas Forha, and number 24, Jason Price.
Back up into the sky here and brought down. So Lucas Horta, as we mentioned, commit to FDU, Oakwood High School product. Played for the Hartford Athletic Academy for a little over 4 years. And Jason Price, same thing, Hartford Athletic Academy team from Choate Rosemary Hall. So guys who will be playing beyond their high school years, and this is only going to help them out and get them up to speed. Lucchini, Muhu, now he's working on a hat trick and forces the corner. This is the goal kick. And Muhu can't believe it. And now it's New Haven who go quickly. So, New Haven now go to their bench. They need 2. And they're going to try and use some of the energy that they had found early in this game and get some inspiration in this second half. They still got 30 minutes to get to. That is plenty of time. Westchester have taken control of this game. Really, Ayub Muhu's taken control of this game. Fizzled in. Another opportunity. This time Eric Axman diving to his right-hand side, preventing Guimera from pushing one in. Tosses it out quickly. Lucchini, we mentioned his Pitt career, but he started over at Lehigh. The 2019 Patriot League Offensive Player of the Year. It's a Mac Herman Trophy watch list. And it's because he led the Patriot League with 11 goals that season. And it seems as if his number is called. Ran a good race tonight. And the young quickster Dylan Lacey replaces him. We'll see what kind of essay Dylan Lacey has tonight, folks. He has had some unbelievable games this summer with Westchester, both in the NPSL and USL League 2. He's a quick guy. He's got a lot of vocal power as well. And when he is on, he is on. 19-year-old from New York City. Has worked his way through a few academies, both the Philly Union Academy and New York Red Bulls Academy in 2021, and he joined FC Dallas Academy in 2022 before moving to North Texas SC and the MLS Next Pro. And now a summer with Westchester, and here he is on the ball. Real smart movement. You see him finding that space and weaving around Alexei Armis. Well, for a youngster to come in and now a veteran. See when Westchester are granted this change. They are granted it now. Chaz Wilson enters for August Ginley. August Ginley, the Elon Phoenix. He started 15 of 16 this year. Westchester have been known to still hold on to some players who are well out of college over the years, and they always are able to add a really nice touch. Good veteran presence, which you all need, and up it goes. Perhaps the best chance of the second half so far for New Haven. Samir Dishnicka just over top. I know we talked about Dishnicka, and he's been one of the standouts tonight, arguably, for New Haven United. He's finished up a sophomore year at Clemson, where he had just 3 games this season. In his first year, he didn't play at all, but that was the year where Clemson were both the ACC tournament champions and national champions. So he has been able to say something that really nobody else out here has been able to say, and that is he has lifted a trophy signifying a national title. Now, New Haven are looking for a window into this game again. After having a great opening 15 minutes, Westchester have really executed their game, just creating chaos and allowing Ayub Muhu to work his magic. Header that Agnado Hermano wants back. Well tussled for, and Jason Price won it there. Muhu, lots of opening for Robinson. See if he can get to this here, and he can. He keeps it in play. Robinson all the way in, reaching is Armis. Now Lacey thinking he may have a crack here, instead on the square ball. Receives it very softly out of the air. Look at those feet maneuver. Brennis on the overlap. Not granted. Wilson. Brennis again. He wants to take it to safety. Some surefire possession to tire New Haven out a little bit more. Played about 20 minutes in this second half. Oh, that somehow didn't find a foot. Westchester's next change ensuing. Sam Nyanka, sophomore from West Virginia, who's played in 36 games in a couple of seasons, is taken off. He had some good moments tonight. He's replaced by Tomas Ascoli. Ascoli, who is just a year or so removed from college. Last season was with the Haverford Fords in 2023. Originally from Guatemala.
Number 16, Sam Nyanka, entering the match. Number 25, Tomas Ascoli in the 64th minute.
August Axman now has the ball pinned up. Liam May has had a quietly strong night up on that right back position. Chaz Wilson came across, and it fizzles out. Chaz Wilson, Temple grad, 52 games played, 14 goals with Temple. Started his career with Delaware, had 9 matches with them. Ended up missing his first season due to a back injury, but that was a Delaware team there in his technical second year. I had reached the second round of the NCAA tournament. That was in the early 2010s. Corner kick for New Haven. They're just looking for answers right now, hoping that their season does not end here tonight. They came out firing in this game. Eric Axman has been on a different level. Laid back into the mix here. Oh! And Westchester with 2 bodies. See it pinball beyond the post. And another corner due up. Brendan Karchapula waiting to come in for New Haven. He's the second to last change that New Haven have available tonight. De Bruyne. lined in and angled behind. Should be last touch off of Westchester. It is. These are great deliveries. New Haven haven't been able to capitalize yet. Dishnicka in the air. Very tight to it. Robinson goes down all fours. Throw for New Haven again. They're keeping it down in this area. And this is where that change happens. And let's see who's taken out of this game. It looks to be Samir Dishnicka, who shows his frustration, but what a good night he had too. He was in the mix there. You can just see how much this means to him. Well, DeBruna, who's been fairly quiet after the opening 15 minutes, he's involved in the action again, and here he is taking the shot on. Corner kick. I've said that word so much tonight, corner kick. Well, Brandon Karchapula, who just came on, didn't play this season at Adelphi.
New Haven substitution leaving the match. Number 13, Samir Deshnicka, entering the match.
22 minutes to
Number
go.
9, Brandon Karchapula.
All the way to the other end, and it was turned in by Karchapula, the man who just came on. And down to the turf goes Capillari. Karchapula there to Delphi, we mentioned, didn't play, but that was a team that went 9-6-4 this year. They ended up beating Bentley in the Northeast 10 quarters, 8-7 in penalties. That is a crazy penalty scoreline. They ended up losing to Southern New Hampshire in the next round. Westchester are just a little over 20 minutes away from punching their ticket to the East Region Finals. Again, if they play their cards right, it's been this man who has stolen the show this evening. Although, a very big honorable mention to Eric Axman, who maybe is nearly a bigger reason why New Haven are not on the board. New Haven have some numbers. That was Karchapula. Now DeBruna. DeBruna shooting with his left foot. Didn't miss the far post by much, but didn't hit anything on the way through, so a goal kick. Now DeBruna just waiting to come alive again. We talked about how good he was at Siena this year. The MAC Rookie of the Year, earned a first-team selection. 16 starts, 2 goals, 10 assists. And if you want to dive a little bit deeper into those 10 assists, as Ayumuhu comes off. What a performance by him tonight. 2 goals, both of them. And Seb Perez replaces him. This is certainly a night that Ayumuhu will remember for a bit. This is one that ranks very high in his time with Westchester. But anyways, Dren DeBruna had a stretch of 5 assists in 2 games, and he's just a guy who can do it all, really. And the conference saw that and got some well-deserved accolades. But he also had an offensive player of the week and a co-defensive player of the week. So do it on both ends. But we mentioned just how good he was. And he's earned a spot to Dayton. But his experience doesn't just stop there. Played for Hartford Athletic of the USL Championship in an academy contract. Had a first-team preseason invite to New York City FC, as well as a member of the Albanian U19 national team at the European qualifiers. And we mentioned he was a New York Shocker last year. But folks, you're noticing the constant Hartford Athletic Academy accolades here, and it's with some significance because Coach Capillari, he has a great tie there he was the head coach for Hartford Athletic Reserve Team, so he got to meet and learn about a lot of these players who he's now coaching again. Quickly thrown in. As Horger goes down, and some frustration on the Westchester end of things. 18 minutes to go in this East Regional semifinal.
Westchester substitution in the 70th minute. Leaving the match number 9, Ayub Mohu. Entering the match number 22, Seb Perez.
Glad you're with us here tonight on Game and Frame. I'm Christian Taylor. Westchester still a little bit of ways to go, but definitely in a position they want to be in. The countless amount of set pieces New Haven have had tonight has been up there, but they have not scored. Maybe something changes here. Wired in, Axtman there to claim. You see him sprint out quickly, but it does allow him to push up some lines, and a wide open Chaz Wilson, untouched, acres of space. Sees an open man on the right side of the pitch, and it didn't quite connect there. Oh, do you like to see him being adventurous to Seb Perez, who will be entering his sophomore year at Drexel. 11 games this year, had a goal against Villanova. And he will be, I mentioned going into his sophomore year, not at Drexel, but he's going to be going into his sophomore year at St. Joseph's, so staying in Philly. Quickly turned over, and well, too high, and deep into the forest. Or maybe not, maybe it hit some equipment over on the left side. Patiently waiting is Sean Tanaka. And this would be the last field player change for Westchester tonight. Tino Canais is still an option, but without Eric Axman's been playing tonight, it's gonna be hard to look away from him. So it's Ridge Robinson who will be given a round of applause heading off. You know, every game you just marvel at the level that he continues to play at. Both him and Chaz Wilson, it really is special. You don't get that many places. Tied up, Drenda Bruna.
Westchester substitution leaving the match number 10, Ridge Robinson. Entering the match number 28, Sean Tanaka at the 73rd minute.
Sean Tanaka adds a little bit of space and speed out there. Finished a first year at Juniata. Finished with 29 points. Just tied for second most in a single season there. 12 goals, 7 of them game winners. 5 assists as well. Setting the standard in the Landmark Conference. Chaz Wilson makes his way over to it, so now a throw-in coming. Well, again, the winner of this game tonight plays the winner of Ristosi FC and Jackson Lions. That is going on right now down at Catholic University. We'll try to get you a score update on that once we can. Well, folks, at this moment, we wanted to tell you that tonight's Game in Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletic. Salt have made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag. The air case uses antimicrobial technology to block smell, making for odor-free car rides and houses. Salt is offering the Game and Frame community an exclusive discount. Scan the QR code to get 10% off and keep it fresh. It's a little under 15 to go here. Back into the center. Slack. He was entangled between two white shirts. Aleske Armis loses out. It's Perez. Now going from distance. Stumping off the hands of Hess and then back into him. This has been some game tonight. It really has. In case you're just tuning in, New Haven had come out firing in the first 15 minutes. In fact, they had looked the better side. They had more possession. Westchester were looking to weather the storm, and they did. And Ayub Muhu got his goal. And that is what started it all out. And Westchester have not looked back. Muhu also got himself a penalty, too. And he converted on that. Well, folks, final third approaching for Westchester. Perez going in at this. Oh, my! Able to figure something out. What looked like a broken play now turns into perhaps a game sealer for Westchester.
The 78th minute.
Westchester now put themselves into an even better position. Yeah, this has been a performance that has only, you feel, gotten better and better as the game's gone along. So, a game update elsewhere. So that Jackson Lions and Ristosi FC game happening down in Washington, D.C. They've played 85 minutes in that game. There's no score, but there is a lightning delay down there, so who knows how long that's going to continue. Back up the right side for Westchester. Trying to turn the corner, and Malango not allowing it. Malango, who had started the game up top, now playing as a defender, dropping back a little bit. And some extra hands being shoved back and forth, so the referee right in the middle of that. Well, Tyrone Malango, we mentioned his final season at New Haven was in 2023. Had that career cut short for injury. He had a goal against Jefferson there in his final season, with 11 games. Started his career over at Westchester Community College in 2019. He scored 5 goals there. Continued on to Division III's Mount St. Vincent. And for both the 2021 and 2022 seasons. Played 24 games there, had 3 goals and over 1,500 minutes. And then, of course, moved on to New Haven, which now he's a grad assistant coach there. And perhaps a part of this. And perhaps a part of this New Haven program as they grow into Division I in the NEC. Low ball, and it had surely seemed like Karchapula felt there was somebody around him. Price spins past Lacey. And into the waiting feet of Wilson. About 8.5 to go here. Westchester are almost there. Again, folks, we ask that, once that this game concludes, they stay tuned with us. We'll have post-game interview. If Westchester are to hold on here, Blaise Santangelo will certainly be a happy coach. And a coach of a team who will be playing for an opportunity to go to a national semifinal. I mean, it's a excellent group of teams who have worked their way into these national semifinals, or regional semifinals, if you will. Midwest Region semifinal, we'll see Michigan Rangers against Siouxland United, Jacksonville Armada U23, and Lubbock Matadors in the South Region semifinal. Lacey just over his foot. Looking to serve this one back in. Open header off target. Flower City Union already advancing through for the Midwest Region final, and Hickory FC, actually they'll be playing Lubbock Matadors. And for the Golden Gate Conference and West Region final, it's El Farolito and Cruisers FC. Owen Slack now off the pitch. That should be Tino Canais to get some on-field action. As again, Eric Axman has been just tremendous back there in goal. So it allows the goaltender to come in
leaving the match, number 8, Owen Slack,
and play up top in the pitch, in the field. So he's got some height to him. He stands at 6'3", so perhaps an option out there for something tossed in. Of course, all goaltenders, you got to be pretty good with your feet. Most goaltenders start as a field player, and then they decide later in their career to become a goalie. So it seems like every goalie at least has some sort of technical ability and definitely an aerial presence. And so gets a good pass off there, Tino Canais, and he's going to run in here. And he's nearly got the ball here. Opportunity to score. Has just missed his and gets the save. Incredible. The bench was ready to explode here for Westchester. And Tino Canais getting a shot on. Been a pleasure to have you with us here tonight, folks. Still 5 minutes to go, but Westchester certainly look home and dry, don't they? 3 goals, 2 scored by Ayub Muhu. And now a goal scored by Seb Perez. Set piece from about 31 yards out. De Bruyne, a liner. Westchester, I don't think you can give them enough credit with just what they've been able to do off of set pieces defensively tonight. They have been able to keep out everything, and they've been quick to respond and quick to jump in, and now Perez has another opportunity. Canais is open on the opposite end. Perez keeps running, and his touch is too heavy. And after the challenge, play continuing, 4 minutes to go. Now Perez is another spark off the bench too, isn't he? This has really turned into a complete performance. It's certainly a complete second half for Westchester. Being 1-0 at the half, New Haven very much in the game, but they had spent a lot of energy there in that opening 45, really opening 55. It was a first half that went a little bit longer than 45 just because of the handful of stoppages, but they just could not do enough in this second half. Definitely a little bit different for sure. And it has seemed as if Westchester have gotten stronger through the night. Lacey. And down goes Ascoli. Yellow card out of the pocket for Karchapula. Well, this is something you need to look at, though, from this game tonight. So Coach Cletus Capillari and co., this has been an incredible opening season for New Haven FC. They were announced as a new team in the off-season. You didn't really know what to expect. It's certainly in the conference that they were going into, a conference that had been controlled by Hartford City and arguably New York Shockers too, of the semifinals and final to get to this point, and they came out firing tonight. But it's always so hard to start up a team, and they've done so. Decent following there too. And there's really a good hotbed for soccer in Connecticut and in the area surrounding. And just cannot wait to see what the future holds for this team. New Haven United might be here to stay. And certainly now with New Haven going into Division I, you're going to see some other talent making their way in. And again, that is not even close to taking away from the D2 talent that program's had. I mean, for goodness sakes, folks, this was a New Haven team that, well, they've been able to work themselves into the postseason. And time has stopped here for a moment as the head referee is reaching into his pocket for a yellow card, and it's shown to the bench for New Haven. And just perhaps some chatter down there. But this was a New Haven team this year that went 12-4-4. They lost at Southern New Hampshire in the Northeast 10 final, and they did advance to the NCAA tournament. Ended up losing to Concord first round. These are some good players, and that is what has helped field this team this year. But they're just going to fall short. But Westchester continue to march on. They have been one of the best teams all season long. And they will get another opportunity here this weekend to go to the national semifinal. Perez slides in. And Westchester will just certainly sit on this ball. Elsewhere, Jackson Lions and Restosi are still in a lightning delay. So, who Westchester will play is still up in the air. Saved on the left side. Tanaka building up some speed. Just sticking in behind a really good touch by Jason Price. And Price goes down. And they're going to try just pushing up people if they can. Again, New Haven, they'll even say themselves they should have had multiple goals here tonight, but Eric Axman had something to say about it. There was a window into this game for New Haven. A penalty was granted from a handball, and Alexei Armis could not score. Eric Axman on the penalty save didn't quite take the wind out of the New Haven sails, as they still had some looks after that, but that was as good as they came. Didn't quite get closer. Tanaka should be on here. It's a heavy touch, but he works himself in, looking for a fourth. Tapped in! Dylan Lacey, 4-0, Westchester. Off they go to the East Regional Final. And in the aftermath, the yellow card showed to Agnaldo Hermano. Hartford Athletic U19 product.
24, Dylan Lacey.
Well, Dylan Lacey gets a goal tonight. Came on as a substitute in the second half. "4-0 is how this game has ended up. And certainly with how this game started, well, maybe there could be another save, but Axman now desperate for his clean sheet tonight. It would be earned for sure. He stood on his head in that first 45, and he hasn't had too much to do in this second half, but Blaise Santangelo wants to give him that well-deserved honor tonight. Both Axmans have been on their game this evening, really. August as one of the central defenders. Haven't even needed to mention his name too much. That's just how good he's been. We are well beyond the 90 here. Just a matter of time here. Brennis is fouled in the center of the park. And now it's just a matter of getting through the rest of this here. Westchester booting it deep just to take a few more seconds off the clock. Still a couple seconds to go as the referee looks at his watch. Trying to play every minute that they can here tonight. Westchester will be moving on. Back for Lacey. Lacey just trying to take on everybody himself. Had three guys around him. He's still working hard here late into the evening. Smart touch by the captain, Malango. Hermano. A lot of future stars on this New Haven United team, too. They certainly had some good moments tonight, but Westchester had the most.
From Widener University, Westchester United.
Westchester
New Haven United
with a 4-0 win over New Haven United, and they move on to the East Regional Final and a chance to go to the National Final Four. Westchester had the 1-0 lead at half thanks to Ayub Muhu. And New Haven United very much a part of the game, really, through much of the evening, especially in that first half. In fact, they came out what seemed to be the better team. But Muhu got the goal. Eric Axman with the penalty save to deny Alexei Armis, and New Haven just weren't able to get as close as that. And then come the second half, Muhu with a penalty goal, Seb Perez with a goal in the 79th minute, and then Dylan Lacey after 90, making it 4-0. And the clean sheet belongs to Eric Axman, both Axman bros. Fantastic tonight. But that will conclude this opening season for New Haven United here tonight. A lot of good things for them here this season, including winning their conference championship there in the North Atlantic over Hartford City. They weren't expected to get to this point, and they defeated all the odds and came out the better looking team tonight. But Westchester and their experience prevail tonight. 4-0 winners. Folks, we ask that you stay with us here for a moment here at Game and Frame, as we should have some post-game interviews coming up very shortly. But for now, special shout out to Mr. Nick Krause, who has been excellent tonight on camera and producer and sound. I've been Christian Taylor. We will see you shortly. But as for right now, final score here from Widener University in Chester, PA in the East Regional Semifinals. Westchester United 4, New Haven United 0.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards, so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer, and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game and Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Westchester win tonight 4-0 against New Haven. Christian Taylor, head coach Blaise Santangelo after this one. Wanted to highlight a couple of players. Firstly tonight, Ayub Muhu. He has had just so many nice years with this team, but this has to be one of his better nights. What has he meant to this team?
I mean, we have a lot of college. We think he's right on the verge of being a professional.
Eric Axman has to be mentioned as well. In goal, maybe one of the best games that we've seen from a goaltender. How special of a night is that for him?
Yeah, Eric pretty much saved our butts. I think in the first half he had 6. We have 3 really good goalies here, maybe 6 really good goalies, and Eric certainly is right there at the top of the group, and we're thankful to have him.
Well, we've got a lot of teams now who just keep advancing here. So obviously USL 2 coming up in a few days, NPSL team advances, Amateur Cup.
Volunteers. We're an all-volunteer staff, and we just come out and do the work. We don't have the greatest social media. We don't, do a lot of this stuff with advertising, things that people do that run clubs and put 400 or 500 people in the stands. But when you come between these lines, it's all business here. And play at high level, and we have a good mix of the older guys and the younger college guys, and even some top high schoolers that have helped us out through USL 2. And we've been to the Steinbrecher Cup, and we had to have a young group come in, high schoolers. I think we played 4 high schoolers against Real Central, and we got an away point, which was great. And from there, talent, and it's competitive atmosphere. Like, if you want to play, you have to come and train and compete. So I think in the end, that's really our success.
Love it, Coach. Thank you very much. Congrats on the win.
Christian.
Appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Joined by player of the game tonight, Ayub Muhu, after a great performance tonight. Had a brace here against New Haven. Firstly, what was just going so well for you this evening?
It was a team effort like always, but it was on the 1v1.
Axman, he had a massive penalty save in that first half, really just to help this team through the rest of the first. How important does he feel to this team?
If Eric or Tino, they're both great, man. They've been great the whole season.